Hello, family. It's your girl Rhonda, and I am back with another one on tonight. We will continue to discuss faith and grow deeper and grow stronger in our faith life. So, tonight, the title is In Faith I Will Do Great Exploits. And the founding scripture will be Daniel chapter 11, verse 32. And it says, "But the people who know their God shall be strong and do great exploits." You see, in the natural, we are in a time of the election. Just on Tuesday, many of you went out and cast your vote for candidates that you felt would uphold the office to your liking. You see, spiritually, I know we are in the time of the election. You see, God is calling us, is calling you and I to grow deeper in our prayer lives, to go deeper in our relationship with Him, in order to fulfill what He has for us in the earth realm. You see, in the natural, during the election time, the candidates that run for office feel that they are qualified to do what they're running for. But see, spiritually, when God has called us in the time of election, spiritually, a lot of times we're going to feel like we are not adequate to do the job. Why? It's because we're not supposed to do it within our own strength. We are supposed to depend on God to empower us and strengthen us and provide for us what we need for what He has called us to do. As we look at Ephesians 3 and 20, it says, "Now unto Him who is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all we can even ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us." You see, God can do exceedingly and abundantly, but what do you believe? What is in the inside of you? God is calling us, and what do you believe? Do you believe that as you give God your yes, or as you step out to do what God has called you to do, as you step out to open up that business, as you step out to open that office, as you step out to go to nursing school, as you step out to go to law school, do you believe that God can do exceedingly and abundantly in your life? You see, as we look at that scripture, Ephesians 3 and 20, let me give you a little bit of background. You see, Paul was speaking to the church of Ephesians, and Paul was letting them know that God can do exceedingly and abundantly. He had gotten a revelation that Jesus Christ and God was not just for the Jews, but for the Jews and the Gentiles. So he had got that revelation, shifting them from a people to the people. So there is power in being chosen. So once you step out and once you accept that you are chosen, that God has elected you, there is power in being chosen. He will anoint you to do what He has called you to do. He will empower you so that your life can impact the lives that are assigned to you. So be encouraged to know that if He has elected you, He will perform the very thing that He said He would do. You see, in the time of the election, revelation is a must. We have to know our God. We have to know who God is and who He is to us. You see, we have to know His mysteries. You see, God reveals Himself through His ways. Psalms 103 and 7 tells us He made known His ways unto Moses and His acts unto the children of Israel. Which leads us to the next way that God reveals Himself, and that's through His Word. And the next way He will reveal Himself is through experiences. And that's through the things that we go through in life. They are God revealing Himself. As we go through things in life and we rely more and more on Him, He reveals Himself. He reveals how much He loves us, how much He cares for us. He reveals how much power that He has. Hosea 6 and 3 tells us, "Then shall we know, if we follow on to know the Lord." It says, "Then shall we know, if we follow on to know the Lord." So it lets us know that we have to follow. We should be a people of action. We should be a people of faith, moving into the things of God. And as we move, we will begin to know who God is. Which leads us to His demonstrations. You see, God will demonstrate. It says in Daniel 11:32 that He says He will do we will do great exploits, which is demonstration. And for us to demonstrate and for His power to manifest through us, it requires inner strength in order for outer demonstrations to occur. And it requires you to release that conflict of a conqueror. No, on the inside of you, you may feel inadequate, but God has created us to be more than conquerors. He has created us to be triumphant. The word tells us that we have overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of the testimony. So a conqueror is who we are. And as we adapt that identity, it's easy to move and walk into the things of God and really trust God through faith. You see, Romans 8:37 tells us in all things we are more than conquerors through Him that loves us. You are more than a conqueror. You are who God has called. You are who God has anointed to do only what you can do. Know and trust that His hands is upon you. Know and trust that you are an elected person, that He has called you out of the darkness into the marvelous light. And you will be strong and do great exploits through faith. Family, that's all I have for you on tonight. I hope this word blesses you. I hope you continue to walk in faith, move in God's love, and be generous in all that you do. And don't forget to do life, and that's live intensely for eternity.